to the Friday Night Frenzy alongside Rob Hughes. I'm Ross Bowman. We begin tonight's show with the North Central Conference clash at McCutcheon between the Mavericks and Logansport Berries.
It was a clash. The Mavs are fresh off last weekend's 33-point victory over West Lafayette, a win that gave McCutcheon a three-peat in the J&C Hoops Classic. As for the Berries, they came into play with tonight with some confidence as well. It's because Felix and the Cat and company returned most of last year's team that beat McCutcheon by 19. Logansport up at the half, 36-20. McCutcheon's Trayshawn Hurd urging his guys on, but the third quarter didn't get off to a good start for the Mavs. Great ball movement. A.J. Smith hits Jalen Attaway for the easy two. Berries were up by as much as 20, but soon after that, the Mavericks began a full-on assault into the third. Robert Fittisee, the freshman, pulls the trigger. Mavs within 9. Trayshawn Hurd doing his thing. Shakes the defender, bounce pass to a cutting Darnell Butler. The Stampede is on, now down by 5. Hurd hits Butler in the corner. He drives baseline for the bucket, and Logansport, their lead is down to 3. Berries trying to hang on. A.J. Smith, the senior point guard, laps in focus. Pocket pick by Fittisee. Spin cycle. Are you kidding me? Mavs are down a point on the inbounds. Logansport a little lazy. Hurd steals it, collects himself, and finds Hayden Deaton, the sophomore, with a couple of huge buckets. This one, the biggest. McCutcheon goes up by 1 with 4 minutes to go. This game was ridiculous. Nothing the Berries could do about it. The Mavs go on to win 65-59. A ton of bonus footage that we'll upload after the show for this one. So if you're a Mavs fan, make sure to check that one out.
Staying in the NCC, Harrison making the drive all the way to Marion to take on the Giants. Let's start off with Jack Matthew trying to find Isaiah Carpenter, but instead finds VJ Blackman. Watch the smooth pass to Tim Level as he lays it in for 2.
Like butter.
Absolutely. Harrison responds with some post play. Benito Munez gives it up to Dominic Trapp, who lets the 6'2" junior Aiden Hannon drive to the rack for 2. And remember that smooth pass from Blackman? Well, Reggie Jones says, I got it. Watch him draw 4 defenders and then find Gage Pinkerton for the Baby J. Flashy play by the Giants. And then check this play out. Time expiring. Harrison turns the ball over to Blackman again. He heaves it to Terrell Fields and shows off his athleticism by banking it in, the bowl and bank, as I call it, only to be called back by a foul before the shot. Those 2 points would have been nice to have, but still wouldn't have been enough. The Raiders, how about my Raiders? They stunned the Giants 72-66.
At Lafayette Jeff, the Broncos hosting the Kokomo Cats. David Hanyard getting things started for Jeff. Passes it to Daniel Rixey. Gets it right back and splashes the three-pointer for a 4-point lead. A couple minutes later, still in the first quarter, Hanyard starts it around the arc. Comes towards the top of the three-point line again. That's his spot, Ross. Another 3-ball from that exact point on the floor. Late in the first quarter. Early in the second, Kokomo picking up some steam. Jerron Gray drains the baseline J. Kokomo took a 9-point lead, but the Broncos hung in there, breaking the press. Darian Collins takes it himself, rises and fires. Good-looking shot there from the junior. Jeff now applying some pressure of its own. Rixey gets the rip on Jordan Matthews, and he heads the other way for the lay-in plus the foul. Good game at the Crawley Center tonight. How about them Broncos? They take it 57-56.
Scott Radiker working his magic.
That's right.
There. West Lafayette on the road at Crawfordsville. The Red Devils take commanding lead early on with the huge corner threes by this guy, Charlie Nice. And again, Nice letting it rain all over the Athenians just for good measure. Here's one more. Both brothers finished with 12 points tonight. Some good ball movement by West Side. Jared Snowball getting it to our guy, Nye, putting it up and in. Carlisle was just getting warm. Then it's Trev Parker. He wants it on the action. He grabs the rock at the top of the key and drains it. Nothing, or not letting Crawfordsville have anything in this game. RDP getting right back on defense, pressing hard, showing that defense lives on the West Side. And out of the scramble, Kyle Gick breaks away and weaves down court. Tyler Nice is waiting, but he's covered. No big deal. Just pass it to little bro Charlie and back to Tyler. Give him all 3 of those. A lot of biscuits being buttered at Crawfordsville tonight. The Red Devils win. Partying at Bruno's tonight, 77-46.
A regional rematch from a year ago. CC at Rossville taking on the Hornets. To the second quarter we go. Rossville's Clayton Howard takes the inbound. Gets a tough foul call and the bucket. Up by 16, CC's Avery Denhart crosses over once, twice, 3 times before spinning, going up and under, looking and playing like Gordon Hayward on that play. That's pretty good praise.
I bet Emily taught him that
Rossville
move.
finished half strong, probably, right? Third quarter, no credit to the little bro.
Nope.
Hornets sophomore Blake Miller hits the three all the way from Arnie's, and the Hornets start the second half strong, getting the lead down to just 3. CC ball, they swing it over to Jackson Anthrop, who hits the 3. CC pushes the lead back up to 11. Yeah, you've heard that name before.
Okay.
In the final minutes of the third, Blake Miller passes to Matt. You got anything?
No.
Nah, dude, really. And Miller says fine, just hits the 3.
Tomko?
Tomko. The Knights beat the Hornets on the road by a final of 56-49. We are just getting warmed up on tonight's Frenzy. Coming up after the break, we'll make more stops at North Montgomery, Attica, Clinton Prairie,
And Benton Central, where one of my favorites, Dick Atha and the BC student section, ready to go as the Bison hosted the Delphi Oracles. The Frenzy will be right back.
Welcome back to the Frenzy. The Benton Central Bison came into play tonight, looking to get their season back on track after 3 straight losses. Tonight, they hosted the Delphi Oracles.
A 3-1 Delphi team that was coming off a 15-point home loss in the championship game of the Indiana Kitchen Classic. Let's head to Bison Country. The man, the myth, the legend, getting the student section fired up. The good news for BC, Rob, Jack Marquis had the Bison's first 6 points. The bad news, BC had a total of 13 at the break. Delphi didn't play a whole lot better. Here's a nice pass and finish for the Oracles. Brent Hahn picks up the dime. Tyler Ross gets the hoop and the foul. Second half action, the Bison came out much better, and Austin Dixon was a big reason why. He gets the shooter's roll on the 3. More traffic around me than him, as you can see. All the people walking in front of the camera. 1 second left in the third quarter. Just one of those nights for Delphi.
Man.
Hahn gets a good look. The shot was good, but the officials wave it off. 29-22 BC to start the fourth quarter. Brent Hahn not happy, and if you didn't like that, you definitely didn't like this. Guess who? Austin Dixon says, I'll take that. You take this. Dixon finished with 16 to lead the way for BC. Benton Central hangs on 48-38. Coach Marlatt will join us later in the show.
There you go. The offense picked up a little bit there. After an overtime victory at Southmont last Friday, North Montgomery in action at home against Seeger. We pick it up at halftime, and it's close, real close. Seeger with the ball, good ball movement at the corner. Gordon Kennedy puts it up for 3. Look at the power of this guy. Caleb Randolph hustles down court, lays it up, draws the foul, and one, baby, even with a 7-inch height disadvantage. Randolph with the ball. Open lane, all 5'10". Air Randolph lays it in for another easy 2 points. Follow the double deuce. Working hard under the, I'm not sure, under the net, breaks for the corner. Gets outside the arch and drains the 3. All that hard work paying off. The Chargers edge out the Pats 54-53.
The Covington Trojans taking their show on the road tonight to Attica. First quarter, both teams came out hot. Attica's Kenny Little nails the 3 ball. It's good. Then it's Covington's Chandler Spring answering with the shot from the Beef House. That one was deep. Later, Covington gets the circus scoop to fall. A nice looking play right there. Then it's Attica's big man, Jacob Markov, slowing things down. He backs in and banks it home. Nice looking play. Moments later, Carson Davis slides down the lane for the lay-in. Red Ramblers hanging around. Home crowd loving it. Later, Covington's Bryce Cooper slips this nice pass to Jordan Irons for the baby hook. Then it's Covington taking the loose ball coast to coast for the lay-in. Covington wins their Wabash River Conference battle 56-37.
Say that 10 times fast. Ryan Smith and the Clinton Prairie Gophers with a tough test tonight against Fountain Central after getting the rebound at the other end. Ethan Woodrow takes it coast to coast. Gets one more board before getting the fall. Padding stats. I do that when I play. Gopher ball now. Jared Stillwell gets it on the wing. Exactly. That's what I care about, the stats. Connects from deep to put Prairie on the board. Senior guard Clayton Corey brings it up for Fountain Central, and he creates space, uses the glass to get the bucket. Mustangs still up at this point, going the other way. Stillwell drives and dishes to Merrick. Bonesaw. McGraw drives through the herd of Mustangs.
That's a sweet nickname.
Oh, yeah. For the score. Gophers not going away just yet. Corey had himself a game. This time he catches, drives in, and spins for the hoop and the harm, and the Mustangs go on to trample the Gophers by a final of 64-54.
It's that time of the night. Coming up after the break, we'll catch up with Benton Central head coach Kyle Marlatt.
The Bison picked up the 48-38 win. Coach is in studio. You can hear from him next. The Frenzy will be right back. That kind of sucks.
All right, welcome back to the Friday Night Frenzy, making his first appearance on our show this season, Benton Central head coach Kyle Marlatt.
Coach, big
thanks
win.
for being here.
First of all, we kind of were making fun of it a little bit, but 13 points at the half. You guys picked things up big time in the second half. What were you thinking there at halftime?
Well, we know we're capable of, and the kids, like they said in the locker room, we just had to turn that switch. We pick up the intensity on defense, and it gets the pressure going, gets the ball going, gets us going.
4 of your 6 games so far this season, you've had a different leading scorer. Tonight it was Austin Dixon, and he was big, especially coming out of the locker room.
And any kid on our team, we talk about that. It's a team. Any kid can have a good night. We went from Henry Fisher, Jack Markey, Austin Dixon, Sam Smith, Jacob Turner. All these kids can play together. There's no one stud on our team. It's a full team effort.
Ross was there tonight, so I didn't get to see this, just the highlights. But you guys play a pretty physical brand of basketball. How much is that a part of your guys' identity, I guess?
We're struggling for a team identity. We've talked about it all week. What's our identity going to be? And we've determined, I think, as a team, our defense, our hustle, those little plays are our identity. And we just have to put that together for 4 quarters, and we can compete. Our schedule's tough at the beginning, and we have to learn from this experience.
We see him right there, Brent Hahn, shooting that 3. He had a frustrating night. How proud are you of your team that you hold a guy that averages 16 points per game to tonight's 6?
Our goal every game is to keep the other team's best player or leading scorer at the time under their average, and to hold him to 6, and he didn't get those 6 to the fourth quarter. I'm proud of those kids. Proud of all the work they put forth for this game.
You mentioned the tough schedule, and obviously the J&C started that off with McCutcheon, I believe. I was at that game, and that was really close for a while. You held a really good team to within 3 at the half, and then I think single digits for most of the second. What's the top end for this team? What do you see this team being able to accomplish?
The J&C week is always kind of rough for us. We don't talk about it anymore. Once we get past that J&C week, it's put behind us. We just take every day as an opportunity. Every day is an opportunity to get better because you don't know how many of those opportunities you're going to have. We've talked, 20 practices in, 21 is going to be an opportunity, and you only get so many, especially for our seniors. Every day is an opportunity for them.
Your opportunity tomorrow is against a very good Covington team at their place. We put the jinx on you last year, and you trailed, I think, 17-1 early in the game, but you fought back, and it was a 5-point game last year. Just talk about facing the Trojans tomorrow night.
Covington is a great team. We are one of the bigger games on their schedule. We do face a tougher competition, so hopefully our boys take that into Covington and say, we want to play. But Covington is a very, very talented team this year with a lot of offensive weapons.
And just real quickly, you mentioned the atmosphere and how great it is there. What do you do to get your team prepared to play in a place like that?
We just tell them to embrace it. Covington has one of the best high school atmospheres in the area, and we just embrace it, and you got to thrive off of their intensity and their energy.
Coach, congratulations on the win tonight.
Benton Central back to 3-3 on the season.
You weren't kidding about the schedule. I'm looking at it now. That is just wild. That just about wraps up tonight's show. For more Frenzy-related features, including bonus highlights from tonight's game, just visit our website, WLFI.com.
Thanks for watching, and have a great weekend.